Welcome back to our Ottawa Senators rebuild, episode 4. Episode 3, we went through our drafts. We finished out the rest of the season. We re-signed our guys. We got Brady Tkachuk on a long-term deal, and the draft went okay. We got a couple of great first-round picks, but we also missed out huge on some potential immediate impact players. But hey, live and learn. This episode is going to be one of the biggest, however, for the next 5 years of this sim, because in this episode, we've got to find our coaching staff, as well as see if we can upgrade our scouting staff, and if there's any impact free agents that are worth signing. Again, I don't want to sign any older guys, really, because we have a ton of younger prospects, especially now because we drafted a bunch more, that we've got to get into the lineup. But the most important thing in the entire sim is going to be our coaching staff. So we're going to spend a majority of the time looking for that and going through free agency and getting our team ready for the next season. So guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't watched the prior episodes, make sure you go back and do that, as this has been really fun so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. All right, let's get into episode 4 of the Ottawa Senators rebuild. All right, so here we are. Like I said, we are on July 1st. It is free agent season, and I guess we should probably take a look at just who's out there in general. I don't think we're going to be signing any the 28, 29-year-olds that are wanting a ton of money, although Dougie Hamilton, 10.8 is a little much for me, but we'll take a look. Dustin Byfuglien, 88 overall. I love how the sim wants him so bad. He's always just passed around no matter what for a few seasons. Nugent Hopkins wants 8.9. Taylor Hall, same kind of thing. Everyone always signs him. Nothing that I'm really excited about near the top. Again, we don't want to have a ton of these guys signed because we are going to have a lot of contracts come up shortly, but we do have to hit the cap floor. That is going to be important. The one thing I want to look at is goaltenders. Is there any decent younger-ish goaltenders? I don't really see anything, no. So we'll take a look also if there's any unsigned prospects. There is also a really good way, guys, if you go like this, and you just go down and look and see, you can find some guys with some high potentials that are only Evgeny Svechnikov could be a decent signing, but we'll see. Again, he'd probably be retained, but we'll have to take a look. Anyways, the first thing that we've got to do is get rid of the coaching staff. So if you guys don't know how coaching staff works in this, it basically dictates the chemistry for your team. So when you go and look at your edit lines, you'll see the +1, 0, +4, or +3, or +5. The only way to get really +5 is if your players fit correctly. Now, we've only got a few players that matter in terms of what our coaching staff needs to, want, and they need to fit. And that's Stützle, Tkachuk, and really Chabot. Outside of that, I would love it if more people fit, but if they don't, they don't. So we'll take a look at the other head coaches, and we'll go through the list here. So Ernesto Clark, his teaching specialty is veteran, so he helps prevent veteran players from declining. Really not all that effective, because that is going to be something that we desperately need. So we're looking for a generalist, so here's a generalist, and we'll see if he fits. Chabot, 100%. Stützle and Tkachuk, quite a bit. That's kind of enough, right around that 70% range. That's actually not bad. White, Brandstrom, Brown, Batherson, and he fits a lot of the important guys on this team. All right, so Rocky Peckham, he's definitely in the running here. Okay, we'll go through some more. Darcy Fair, and again, we kind of want a generalist, guys, because we want everything to develop and grow. You can do forwards or defensemen, but really, on this team, we need help everywhere. So the one thing about Rocky Peckham is that his teaching is only a B, but that can improve. Again, these stats do go up over the course of their career. Tkachuk and Chabot are 100s here, but Stützle is a little bit lower with Darcy Fair. So that's close, but again, we want Stützle to be extremely well-liked by a coach. Shannon Shelley, Chabot, Stützle, Tkachuk, Dadonov. Dadonov's probably going to go. He's not a super important piece. But again, that's not bad either. We've got some options. Saul Esposito, nope. And Louis Bourque, Eli Ritu. Man, that's close too. All right, guys, so I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to see and go through all of the coaches and see who I think the best option is, so we'll fast forward for this. All right, so I think it's down to 2 guys specific. So Eli Ritu, the problem is that, well, he's a generalist, which is great, but he's an overall a B, which isn't anything crazy. But look at this fit here. Chabot, Tkachuk, Stützle at 70, Dadonov, Norris. Again, Dadonov's not really important, but Norris is, Brandstrom is. Bernard Docker is well received in this system as well. This is close. The other option is Shannon Shelley, so a little bit less inclined with Shabbat and Kachuk, but Stützle is almost perfect. Norris, and then Brandstrom is like right around that 50%. Batherson is high on this one, so it's close as well. However, he's an A- and is A+ teaching, so I think that's where we're going to go. So I think he might be our coach of the future. So we are going to go ahead and offer him a deal and see if we can't sign Shannon Shelley. All right, so we've got our head coach and who I think we want. But now we've got to fill out the associate and assistant coach. Now, the thing that you can do here, because we don't have owner mode on, you can basically make sure you get whatever coach you want by just offering them basically the max salary. The thing is, they won't always accept because they want to be head coaches, and you're putting them in obviously a much lesser role. Now, the one thing here is you want to make sure that you get a power play and penalty kill guy that's like, high A's there, as well as the teaching. So he's got teaching of A+. Now, the one thing is if that our head coach doesn't work, you want to make sure that your associate or assistant coach has the potential of stepping in. Now, Saul Esposito doesn't really fit, but I do like his teaching, and he is A-. Fair fits a little bit more, so I think we're gonna try and sign both of these guys, but I have a feeling that they won't both accept. But we'll give it a go. All right, so I've gone ahead and gotten the coaching staff. We have to see if they will accept. So now we've got to make some decisions in terms of free agency. So we do have, a ton of cap. We've got 21 million basically. And here's the thing. I would love 4 years at 10 million. I just don't want to give him 4 years for Dougie Hamilton. I wonder if we can get him for 2 at 9-1. And the reason being is that because if he doesn't work out, that's fine. We could just move him to, at the deadline and whatnot. But I really want to make sure that the team improves a little bit. We still need some forwards, but at least if we get an elite defender here on the right side, that could take some pressure off the fact that we had Bernard Docker on the first line, basically, and Brandstrom as well, as they continue to grow. Because if you overstretch their role early on, it can kind of stunt their growth a little bit. So we're going to see if he'll accept this deal. I don't think he will, but we'll give it a go here. 2 years. Again, that's really nothing crazy. And then as well, I wouldn't mind another winger, but a lot of these guys are pretty expensive. So the other thing I want to do is see if there's any kind of hidden gems down low that want two-way deals that we can put in the AHL that will, have decent players and have a potential to grow. So again, you'll look at the age and then look at their overall, and you'll see the medium or the potential here. So medium top or low top 6 isn't terrible. They've got to be half decent already. So like Matthew Phillips is 23 years of age, a playmaker. We'll see. We'll see if he fits. That might be a decent option. We'll see if there's any better here. 24, Saravi. 19 years old. And wow, that's not bad at all either. A high top 9, 58. Nothing's really standing out here, to be honest with you. But we do need some players to actually play in the AHL to improve the team, because the team just wasn't all that good. But I'm not seeing any here that I want to go out and get now, unless there's a goaltender. 23 years of age, medium backup. Yeah, nothing here. So free agency, there really isn't much. We'll see if our coaching staff signs. That's big, as well as Dougie Hamilton. I have a feeling Dougie Hamilton won't. So Saul Esposito, it says he's happy to join the team. He is our new assistant coach, so that is big, because he was an A+ or an A- head coach that he's going to take the assistant coach role. That's one. The Senators 2nd and 3rd for Jewel Levy 3rd, and Braden Holtby no on that one. Keep going. Shelley says he got another offer from another NHL team. That's tough. He fits so well on the squad. Okay, so we're going to have to do some work. And Darcy Fair does accept. So he is our associate coach. And Ilya Smirov, he was a scout that we tried to grab. Okay, so now we've got to go back and look at what's left of the coaching and see what we can do is now. This is going to be a little tough. And we've got to find a coach that fits. And the problem is that this is a this is a big decision. Because if we don't find another coach that fits this season, we're going to do it all over again, which is just super, it just prolongs the rebuild quite a bit. Now, Rocky Peckham obviously fits Shabbat perfectly, and Kachuk and Stutzel enough. The other options are Eli Ritu and a little bit less, actually. Eli's just the better fit. The problem is that he's, you know what, we're going to go with Eli. And there's no one that wants him. Here's the problem is that he's only a B overall, but we're going to have to make him grow. We'll see. We'll see. He's not an A coach. He doesn't have all the attributes of some of the other guys. We'll see if we can get him signed. All right, so we signed him, and we'll see if he accepts the contract. We're still waiting on Dougie Hamilton. And Justin Osborne accepts that's a scout. I'm still waiting on Dougie Hamilton. This is the big one. Obviously, if we can get him, that'd be pretty sweet. He actually wants less money. I think we're going to get him. Eli Ritu is our head coach now. Okay, Eli Ritu, new head coach. So we've got our coaching staff in place. And we've got another scout. Come on, Hamilton. Any signs? Okay. So I guess we technically overpaid a little bit for him, but I'm completely okay because that gets us above the floor and gives us a top-end right-handed defenseman to go with Shabbat, hopefully. But now we'll take a look at the coaching staff. And yeah, everything is in place. So now that we have, this is super important, guys. So now that we have our head coach in place for the NHL, you want to go all the way over here, and you'll see this. The easiest way to do this is to just screenshot it and then have it up maybe on another monitor or take a picture of it. And then you got to find the matching coach that you're going to put in the AHL. And the reason why, again, this is so important is because if they work in the AHL when they're growing as a prospect, they will work in the NHL. That is why it's super important. It really helps you progress your players. That way you're not, growing a player that literally won't fit when it's time to bring him up to the NHL. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the AHL coaching, and then we're all set for the coaching staff. All right, so we found one that basically matches almost exactly, and this isn't going to be a very good coach. So we've got Natalia Kvapil, and she's not a good coach overall, which I'm actually okay with. Again, the AHL, I'm all about just trying to find the right players. I don't want to be wasting my time. We want the team to become as good as possible, as soon as possible. And some of the prospects that we've drafted anyways probably aren't going to see the AHL for a little while. That being said, she could still grow. Probably not. But nonetheless, that is the most important thing. She basically matches the entire scheme. So we are going to go ahead and offer her an AHL head coaching gig. And then again, every year we can basically take a look and see if we find another coach that kind of fits it a little bit better, maybe one more skillful. But we'll see. All right, so now for the rest of the coaching staff, we're going to choose generalist. And again, we're just going to focus. We're going to focus on teaching, basically, for the AHL. So we'll see if we can get Rudy Higgins as our AHL associate coach. And we'll see if we can get him signed. One other thing I want to make sure that we at least take a look around is we have so many goalies on the roster, and I would really like to sign Wallstead and just put him in the AHL. Or we could give him one more year. Maybe one more year. Still have one too many goaltenders, though. Hogbird is not going to become anything, it looks like. So we're going to see if we can find someone that wants him. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Just move him off, and we get another 7th round pick this year, so I'm okay with that one. And then we have a little bit more space for some of our other guys. So now we can go ahead and see if the other Watson, a 2nd, a 4th for us. I mean, I think we take that. A 3rd, a 4th, and Austin Watson. Let's see what the value looks like. It's pretty close. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. I'm okay with this one. We'll get another 2nd rounder the 3rd rounder's this year. 2nd rounder next year. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I think that's a lot more value. All right, so our coaching staff did sign and for the AHL. And the one thing I want to look at, yeah, even our goalie coach in the AHL is fine. Is the goalie coach? Yep. So we are set now for our coaching staff, and we just got to see if how our roster plays out to it. Other than that, I think we're pretty much set to sim. I'm just going to take a look at the trading block as make sure that we've got that set as well. As right now we've got Kurashev, who I don't really want to move at all. Like a low top 6 at 21 years of old age, and he's only 78. No, we're going to keep him. We'll keep these picks too. Is there anyone that we want to move on from? I don't think there is. I think that we moved out all of the contracts that I mean, like Connor Brown, I guess. We could see if anyone, I mean, we still need to ice a team. However, let's put Connor Brown on there. And then obviously still Murray, but no one is taking Murray. Like I would love it. And then in net, how many more goaltenders do we have? Yeah, we've only got, so, okay. I think that's it. Those are the only guys that I really care about moving on from, because we moved everyone else at the deadline, it looks like. So, okay, we're ready to go. All right, so we did get an offer. It's Matt Murray and our second for New Jersey's second. And I guess they're taking the contract. This just seems pretty sideways. I don't know if New Jersey's going to be any good, but then we have no starter going into this year. So maybe we wait and see. They still want to move on from Kurashev. I don't want to trade Kurashev. I think that was a good deal for us last year. All right, guys, so here we are, beginning of year 2, and this is extremely important. Let's edit our lines and see how they fit with the new coaching staff. So Stützle now up to an 87. His first line forward role is good. He's only 19, and he's an 87 overall. Brady Tkachuk now up to an 88, and then Drake Batherson on the right wing. So we are going to move everything around. So I will go ahead and adjust the lineup to the way we want it, and we'll see where we're at. All right, so I've gone through the lineup, and this is basically what I'm set at right now. So Brady Tkachuk, Stützle, Dadonov, our first line from last year. Moved Kurashev up for the minors because we really don't have another left-handed winger that is a... actually, you know what? We're going to put Formanton there with Colin White and Batherson. We might switch Norris and Colin White as well. But Colin White's an 85 overall at 24. He's still got a chance to grow a little bit, which is cool. Logan Brown down there on the third line with Kurashev now. And then I have Follow, Tierney, and Connor Brown, who we're probably going to move. On defense, we've got Thomas Chabot with our stud free agent signing, Dougie Hamilton, which is a phenomenal defensive pairing. Then we've got Brandstrom with Bernard Docker, and then Artem Zub and Victor Mete. And then in net, we've got Matt Murray and Gustafsson. So with that being said, I'm going to go now and take a look at the AHL and see how that's shaping up. All right, so I moved everything around, and some players obviously don't fit. That's to be expected because we did change the entire coaching staff. But the first line from last year is still there. Vitaly Abramov, who is just about to make the jump to the NHL, probably next year. And honestly, if he has a decent first half, we might put him on the second line in the NHL rather quickly. We've got Shane Pinto there as our first line center, and then Sokolov. This is probably his last year in the AHL as well. And Sokolov, who had a big jump, he was a 69 overall second-round pick last year, jumped up to 73, and he is on the first line here. Then we've got Forsbacka Karlsson, who we traded for last year, with Amadio and Kopaka. And then we've got Nick Paul with Akil Thomas, who we traded for, and Jonathan Davidson. Fourth line is Logan Shaw, Bodden, and Kastelik. Again, the fourth line, not really all that, Logan Shaw's probably got to go because he is a little bit older. On defense, we've got Luke Hughes, our first big pick in our franchise rebuild. Again, we didn't really need another defenseman, but we got one. He's just the best player available. 74 overall. He's going to start immediately in the AHL. We got Lassie Thompson, who jumped up a few overall points as well, with Josh Brown, who is kind of the mainstay right now as our veteran on the team. And then Fortunato had a great season last year as well. I think he was a 69, jumped up to a 72. Mason Howard, who we drafted in the 7th round with Ollie Alsing there, rounds out the decor. And I don't think I can make it any better. Nope, that's it. And then in net, we've got Decord and Sogard there as they are going to man the pipes. So, guys, that's pretty much it. All we've got to do now is go and assign all the scouts. And, again, you want to scout until about January 1st. And that is our first round. After that, we're all ready to go. So I'm going to end it here. We are through the offseason here with the Ottawa Senators. Our first one. It went pretty well. We got our coaching staff, which is great. We got Dougie Hamilton, which is obviously a huge addition. So hopefully we can stop putting so many pucks in our own net. And we'll see where we go. We'll sim the season starting the next episode. So, guys, thanks again for watching. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.